Welcome back, everybody, to the St. Louis Cardinals franchise on MLB The Show 24. We're starting off today's episode with a Game of the Week matchup between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. After splitting the first two of this three-game series, we got the marquee pitching matchup of Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Dylan Cease. Yamamoto's numbers a little bit down from last year, where he won 16 games and posted a .333 ERA. Great play by Mookie Betts to retire Lars Nootbaar. And here is Cardinals ace Dylan Cease, who's pitched at an elite level to begin his Cardinals career. Facing Betts in the first inning, fly ball deep left field that is run down by Lane Thomas. In the bottom of the second, runner on, Will Smith chasing the fastball inside. Cease picks up the strikeout. The Dodgers have also picked up Ian Happ, who bounces into an inning-ending groundout. Scoreless through two. And we go top of the third. Tommy Edman tries to lay down a bunt. It is a pretty good one, but making the play at third base is Jordan Westburg. Top of the fourth inning now. Runner on, and Wilson Contreras pops one up sky high for Westburg. No runs and 3 hits combined through 3.5. It looked like we were in for a strong pitching duel in this game. We'll jump ahead, bottom of the fourth inning. Full count on Mookie Betts. Dylan Cease picks up the strikeout on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, just his second to this point. In the fifth inning, runner on for Victor Scott. Another play for Westburg. A good showcase for him. And he helps Yamamoto put up his 5th consecutive 0. Bottom of the fifth now. Leadoff man on for Will Smith. Bounces one over the mound. And Tommy Edman handles this one and converts the double play. Some strong infield defense behind both of these pitchers. In the sixth inning, Yamamoto gets Brendan Donovan looking. That is strikeout number 3. Up next is Jordan Walker. He strikes out swinging, and that is 4 for Yamamoto. 4 combined hits through 6 innings and no runs across. How far would each pitcher go in this game? Nolan Gorman bounces one through the right side on the cutter from Yamamoto. Next, it's Wilson Contreras, 2-2. He chases a nasty splitter. Yamamoto picks up his 5th strikeout. Lane Thomas follows. He takes a fastball on the outside edge. Make it 6 strikeouts. And as Yamamoto crosses 100 pitches on the day, it's a base hit for Mason Wynn. A rare opportunity with 2 on in this game. And Tommy Edman grounds it to Mookie Betts. And Yamamoto makes it through 7 with no runs allowed. Dylan Cease, meanwhile, pitch count in a bit better spot. He gets Gavin Lux chasing a curve and drops in the changeup on the bottom edge for strike 3. Only 3 strikeouts to this point for Cease, but gets number 4 on Mookie Betts chasing a fastball. And this shutout goes into the 8th inning. Yamamoto staying in. Pitch 104 and a bunt put down by Victor Scott. Overrun by Westburg, but would there have been a chance to make a play there? Likely not. Yamamoto would exit from the game after that, replaced by Michael Lorenzen. And with Victor Scott at first base, do you think that light was green? He takes off on the very first pitch and swipes second easily, getting his 15th stolen base on the season, which now leads the major leagues. 2 batters later, Lars Nootbaar with a line drive dropping into shallow center field, and Scott scores easily. And it's a 1-0 Cardinal lead, finally breaking the shutout. It took some small ball to finally score a run here in this pitcher's duel. Could Dylan Cease protect a 1-0 lead? Bottom of the 8th inning, Will Smith sharply hits a ground ball to left field. He reaches. Next, it's Ian Happ. 0 for 2 on the day. Skies one for Thomas in left field, and he makes the play. Dodgers go to Chris Taylor. 2-2, takes a fastball on the inside edge. He can't believe it. And Dylan Cease takes this shutout into the ninth, where he would stay in the game. Diego Cartaya, number 9 hitter. Strike 3, looking on a nasty slider from Cease. 2 outs away. Top of the order, it's Westberg inside, out to second base. He is out, and the Dodgers' hopes rely on Gavin Lux. The 1-1 from Cease. Ground ball to Tommy Edman, and that is a complete game shutout for Dylan Cease. The Cardinals go into Los Angeles and take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers in impressive fashion. What a signature game for Dylan Cease. Just an incredible performance, only allowing 3 hits, no walks, and striking out 6. There's no surprise that Dylan Cease currently is the favorite to win the NL Cy Young Award this year. And that is how we start today's episode. An absolute banger from Dylan Cease. How do we follow that up? And of course, I love that the only run scored was because Victor Scott could lay down a bunt, steal second, and then score on a softly hit single. Victor Scott leads the majors right now in stolen bases with 15. And the breakout is upon us. He is hitting .303 with a .365 on base and slugging .430. He has exceeded expectations in pretty much every way to this point. If he ends up being an all-star this year, I'm not going to be able to contain myself. And here we are with the Cardinals at 25-16. Been a fun season so far, and hopefully we can overtake Cincinnati today. We did go through some scouting at the end of last episode. We're about halfway done with the scouting this season. I do want to fit in some time to scout some catchers today, but it might end up being just a few specific catchers instead of scouting an entire region. So we wrap up our series against the Dodgers, but still have a couple road series against NL West opponents. Against Jack Flaherty and the Padres, a win makes it 3 straight. 8-2 with Nolan Gorman sending a home run out, and Corbin Burns picking up a strong 7-inning victory. The Cardinals take this series from the Padres, a successful road trip already, but then we lose a close one to the Diamondbacks. Very low scoring game and only 1 run scored until the 8th inning. 7 innings for Tink Hence, who's done a fantastic job this year, and Shane Bieber goes 7 2/3. Jojo Romero had the rough outing, and he hasn't had the best start to his season. Dylan Cease in his very next game. The Diamondbacks take this one 6-2 in the first 2 of this series. Cease gives up 6 and walks 3. Very different start for him. In the finale, we cannot salvage it and end up losing 4 of 5 at the end of this road trip. Wow, Jesus Fernandez now popping as the number 8 player on our board. So there's a lot of potential with him. He's not going to be a great power hitter, but that is still something to be excited about. But I don't know if I'll consider him with our first round pick. I still feel like the other infielders we've scouted are a little bit better, and there might even be some pitchers I like in that spot more. Fred Zachary is now 94th on our board. I'll probably be done scouting him here, but very happy to have another third base option beyond the first round. For starting pitchers, Rafael Cordova could be in conversation for that number 1 pick of ours, but picking at 21, that's hard to say if he'd make it there with this ranking. And then we're seeing Mariano Garcia go down the board, but Felipe Ramirez going way up to 54th. Walks are an issue, and that's one weakness I struggle to look past as players in this game struggle to develop when they're allowing so many walks. We're also seeing Andres Cisneros go way up the board from not ranked to 77. Probably not a first round option, but good to have a lot of players here who are not ranked on the MLB board but could be draftable prospects for us. We'll probably continue scouting the international pitchers. Another pitcher we'll probably need to scout is Rolando Calderon. He is 26th on our board right now, and the potential range is 80 to 99. We'll have to wait for our top scout to get a look at him, but he is definitely somebody we need to remember. But as of right now, I think Leslie Fisher is my favorite option for that first round pick. Very high ceiling, very well-rounded, and has college experience, so it's easier to trust a lot of the information here. I'm also really intrigued with Jose Chavez, a college pitcher who looks like an elite closer prospect. And I know closers typically in this game aren't going until later in the first round. I'd kind of like to have him scouted as another first round option if some guys get taken. I feel like I have to get really prepared for 21 so I'm not caught with my main options taken by the time we're on the clock. For shortstops, I'm mainly focusing on players that we might be able to get in that round 3 to 4 range. Gustavo Campillo is one option I think we should scout despite the weak power versus righties. The defense and contact both look really good. And then I also like Juan Cardenas, a switch-hitting shortstop prospect, 100 on our board, and right now looks like he's a very well-rounded prospect. We got one more game on this road trip, and the highest scoring game of all is a 13 to 12 win. That's with 2 Wilson Contreras home runs. Victor Scott 0 for 4 sees his average fall to 263. So it looks like this road trip didn't turn out to be so great for Scott. Looking for more box scores that he would have been in here. Leading off, going 0 for 4 in this game against the Diamondbacks. After that, 0 for 4. So he's definitely in a bit of a slump right now. His last hit was that bunt single against the Dodgers that led to a win. He didn't get a hit the entire rest of the week and went 0 for 21. So I knew at some point we'd likely see Victor Scott's numbers come down a little bit. And hopefully we can shake off this cold streak and get him back to being a top performer, because this has been an outstanding start to the year. And without him getting on base, he can't steal any more bases. Cardinals now tied for first place with the Reds, and the Brewers have played much better baseball to move to 27 and 21. Early on, I was wondering if the Brewers were just, a lot worse this year or what was going on. But as we can see here in the month of May, they have hardly lost and haven't lost back-to-back games all month. Brendan Donovan with 2 homers against Colorado. It's a 12 to 1 onslaught. And Victor Scott goes 3 for 5, so gets out of that slump in a big way. We beat the Rockies in the next game as well. Gorman goes yard twice. Victor Scott 2 for 4. Turning things around as Tank Hentz is on an absolute tear. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts with a 2.6 ERA. That is elite stuff that we're seeing from him, and the strikeout numbers are beyond what I expected with a 59 K per 9 rating. He's actually posting a 7.6 K per 9, and he's brought his walks down, he's minimizing home runs. He's pitching at like a near all-star level already. In 50 games into the year, it's a good time to see if there's anybody that's taking a huge leap in their game or if anybody's regressing. And we have a fairly old core, so a lot of these players are regressing, but Arenado fighting back against it pretty well. Has not homered yet in this episode, but the offensive numbers are right in line with where they were a year ago. And even if that was a step back, the numbers are still good. Tommy Edman, 86 overall. His numbers just haven't been all that impressive in any department. This one's a little concerning for 28-year-old Lars Nootbaar, seeing his contact fall as he's hitting 283. So sometimes the production and what happens to the ratings doesn't exactly align. This is one of those situations where I'm not sure why he's regressing at all. And then you have Jordan Walker, who is actually struggling but developing. And he's only 23 years old, so I wouldn't want to see him, regress a whole lot from this production, but he has not hit for the same level of power as he did last year. Not even close. Only 6 home runs, 5 other extra base hits, and that is dropping his isolated power down to 140, which is a lot closer to league average. It might even be a little bit under league average. And then Sonny Gray, he is regressing pretty hard the last couple of years, down to a 79 now this season. And his numbers have definitely gone in the other direction, but not drastically. The numbers are worse, but it's just part of his decline 12 years into his career. And one guy who's been very impressive this year is Mason Wynn. He's been coming off the bench. He has 55 at-bats, but 5 extra base hits, hitting .382. I want to find him more chances to start, and the way Tommy Edman's playing, I wonder if Wynn should get even more chances to start games. He is already starting against lefties, and that might be skewing the numbers a little bit with him facing lefties a lot more than others. But I'd even be okay giving him a handful of starts and giving Tommy the day off a couple times and seeing where Wynn is able to go. But we should probably reshuffle this order a little bit. Jordan Walker just shouldn't be hitting third the way he's playing this year. Nolan Gorman starting to turn things around. That's great to see. Walker is still hitting well against lefties, so he can hit early in the lineup there. But against righties, his numbers have been really disappointing. And I do think there is a change that makes a lot of sense here against lefties. Victor Scott has hit them really well this season, and Donovan has not. I'm not sure we need Donovan hitting at the bottom, because he's still, not going to only face lefties in those games. But I would be comfortable maybe having Scott hit 1, Donovan 2, and then have the big righties. At the AAA level, here are some of the team leaders right now. Thomas Ujezi having a very impressive start to the year. .331 average, .892 OPS. How about a hot streak here for Aurelvis Martinez as he breaks into the 70 overall tier now. And it appears he's doing a lot of his damage against lefties this season. Not really. He's hitting .243 compared to .268 against righties, but the ratings are still going way up for him. And Dylan Lesko is now a 73 overall. Definitely pitching well enough to make it into the major league rotation, but when is there going to be a spot that makes sense? Right now, there just isn't a lot of room for another starting pitcher. Looking at the bullpen now, and the ERAs aren't looking very good, but under that surface, Jojo Romero has probably just had some bad luck on the home runs. Maybe there were a bunch of runners aboard for those, because he's still not giving up a lot of homers. He's barely walking anybody, and he's striking out a bunch with a 1.19 whip. So I think that the ERA will come down pretty easily for him. For Hunter Harvey, similarly, he's allowed 3 home runs. And his home run rate's a little bit higher than you'd like. Advanced numbers are fine on him. I think our bullpen's going to start turning things around pretty quickly. Andre Palante, 3 home runs in 10 innings allowed. Not very promising there. The walks are also out of control. 11 in 10 innings. To send down Palante, we would have to designate him for assignment. So something to keep in mind. And then you'd have to look at who you bring up to replace him. And I don't think we have the best bullpen arms in our system right now. Ryan Fernandez has the good 66 overall, which really isn't great anyway. But he's been inconsistent as well. So trading for a reliever this year is probably something we want to look into. With a 3-game winning streak, the Rockies get the better of Dylan Cease and put up 5 in the third to send him to his 3rd loss on the season. Another high-scoring game, an 11-10 win over the Diamondbacks, with Max Muncy hitting 4 home runs against us? Jeez. We had 2, and we won. And we're still tied with the Cincinnati Reds in first place. Cardinals win their 2nd in a row, and now the Mariners are looking to offer us a trade. Thomas Morse for Gabe Spire. They were listening to me, and they're offering a reliever, a lefty with a 2.42 ERA. So they're trying to trade a reliever who's having a hot start to the year, but they want Thomas Morse. I know Morse isn't like a highly rated prospect, but I don't think I want to make that move. But it's actually interesting. I bring up wanting to trade for a reliever, and they offer a pretty reasonable trade, honestly. We're going to scout one more time today as we see the shortstops have their rank not change a whole lot, but Campillo does improve to 76. We're going to keep it simple here and just flip the scouting the shortstops to get those percentages better, and then continue to scout the starting pitchers here in the 8th session. And now let's get into a game today. Cardinals overtake the Reds for first place, and we've got two former Yankee starters going at it. The bench coach just received word that Nolan Gorman was injured with a blister before arriving at the park today. He can still play, but long-term injury is a risk, and we're not taking that risk. And the Cardinals meet up with the Diamondbacks. The D-backs are actually a half game ahead of us right now with an additional win. Corbin Carroll, 8 home runs on the year, 801 OPS. And Nasty Nestor takes the mound for the 11th time this year. So far, so good as one of our big free agent additions. Geraldo Perdomo leads off. And a fastball grazes the outside edge. So right now, our Cardinals lead the NL Central by 1 game as Edman takes care of the line drive. I haven't seen the West standings in a while, but I'm imagining the Diamondbacks are in first place as well. And Tommy will handle this one on the backhand for out number 2. We shuffle some things around as Donovan will move down to third base, giving Arenado the off day, and Mason Wynn gets the start at second. Fastball on the corner from Nestor Cortez. A strike away from wrapping up a speedy first inning, and got away with a slider. Ground ball. Donovan, it's fair. Marte out at first, and the inning is over. Let's see if we can get some offense going against Luis Severino. These numbers are not very impressive at all. See if we can have a big day here. Brendan Donovan leads off. We got Norris Sullivan DHing as well. 1 pitch and a ground ball to third. Got to let that go. And here is the lineup today. A lot of things getting shuffled around. Lars Nootbaar. Those numbers are looking pretty good. I know for a while, he and many others had a bit lower production than last year, but he's been picking it up the last couple weeks. Severino at 98, strike 1. And the Diamondbacks are indeed in first place in the NL West. Working a 3-1 count is Nootbaar. We have Contreras hitting third in this game. And it's a walk. 257 average for Wilson Contreras. That's a dangerous pitch. Severino 1 and 2. That's low. There was a time when Severino was the ace in my Rockies franchise, and I love pitching with him. Just outside, 3 and 2 to Contreras. Hammered the fastball, caught up to the velo, but foul. And then, too far inside, can't catch up this time. Just didn't read that one as well as the previous. So here is Jordan Walker, 1 on and 2 down. Outside. Right field, and dropping in fair. Walker will hold at first as we go first and third with 2 down. Lane Thomas only hitting .220 on the year. And Severino misses inside badly. 7 home runs, 22 RBIs. Disappointing start. Wanted to see more out of his offense. And the count moves to 3-2 again. Walker will leave early from first base. Got him! Went to the cutter, strike 3. Corbin Carroll, 12 stolen bases, 255 average. And they got him hitting cleanup, oddly enough. Cortez after a 7-pitch first. Base hit center field. And I would assume he's already thinking about taking second. Unsuccessful on the pickoff. Do we think he goes on the first pitch? He does not, and the pitch is away. Doesn't go here as we go off speed. Not getting a massive lead or anything off of first base. And a drive to left. Walker hits it to Thomas for the first out. Falling behind Gurriel, and I can't believe they haven't sent him even once yet. Now they do with a 2-0 count. And nearly got him, but Carroll's safe. Poked behind first base, and that's going to be enough to score Carroll. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with an RBI single. Hunter Renfroe. He's got like a new team every season. Buy him at 91. Nice cutter on the inside corner, and the count is even. And working out a walk is Renfroe, which will bring up Jordan Lawler. He was one of their top prospects, and now getting a chance at the show, and he's out in front of the changeup. Remember during the offseason, they made an aggressive move at shortstop. They are the team that ultimately signed Bo Bichette. Doesn't seem he's playing today. So now they have one of the best shortstop prospects with no real shot at significant playing time because I don't think he has a secondary position. It's shortstop or a new team, basically. And he leaves 2 aboard, striking out to finish the inning. Can the bottom of this order be productive today? It's not our best string of hitters. Edman, Norris Sullivan, Mason Wynn, Victor Scott. Got him looking. Fastball. Mason Wynn to right center. No, it did not get there. That was 77 off the bat. And DHing today, Norris Sullivan hitting 167. I've enjoyed having him on the team for the first couple months of the year, but honestly, we may have to look into a different outfielder getting a chance if he doesn't start producing more. He's only hitting 167, 2 home runs, and we have some guys at AAA that are earning a chance. God, I didn't mean to look at that one. Well, we're fixing Severino's season right now. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. And we go top of the 3rd. Perdomo leads off. Donovan on the backhand. Sets and fires, but Walker can't dig this out. And that's going to be, I think, a base hit. Nope, E5. Third base is not his primary position. And now a potential double play ball. Backhanded and barehanded. Fielder's choice. Marte pops one foul. Walker should have this one near the tarp. And now do the Snakes look to run? 0-1 on Carroll and strike 2. I know if I were them, I'd be looking to steal here. And it's going to be a throwback play, but safe. And a harmless ground ball finishes the top of the third. Victor Scott leading things off, bottom 3, hitting .277. Just up. No longer the team leader in hits. He has 51. Off speed gets us out in front. Lines it to left field, and he reaches. Hey, that was 96 off the bat. Not bad. Brendan Donovan now up. Scott takes off. It's a swing and a miss. Safe at second base. I have like no plate discipline whenever a guy is stealing. 0-2, and a grounder that won't advance Scott. Tough play, and safe is Donovan. Couldn't make it cleanly, so we've got 2 on and nobody out here in the third. Lars Nootbaar, a chance to do some damage. Out in front. 0-1, a double steal attempt, and we gotta go back. Oh, it landed. No. Scrambling now, and everybody's safe. Wow. He gave me a pitch there I actually wanted to swing at, so I did. It all worked out, right? You come for the excitement, I think. You certainly don't come to learn something. Maybe what not to do. Bases loaded, nobody out for Wilson Contreras. Wow, are you kidding me, fouling that pitch off? That was a power swing, and I can't believe it's not 4 runs. Hammered into the sky. Foul. Got a piece of it. It will tie the game, but at the cost of 2 outs. And Jordan Walker will try to bring home the go-ahead run. That's up the middle. A diving play from his seat makes the play. And that is Jordan Lawler. I can't believe he just did that. Diving stop. Perfect throw. Cardinals tie it, but nothing more. On to the 4th we go. I love playing MLB The Show. I just got to say that every episode. This is my game. Strike 3 for Nasty Nestor. If y'all are enjoying the episode, I'd appreciate it if you left a like on the video. And if you haven't already done so, you gotta hit that subscribe button for multiple episodes a week. Couple hours of content a week, it seems, in this series. And I'm having far too much fun putting it together. 3-1. Fouled off. Got him looking. Line to center, Marino. That's going to get to the wall. Scott has to chase it down as that's a 2-out double. And Renfroe bounces to Edman, and we leave the runner at second. Not a bad start thus far for Luis Severino. 1 gone in the 4th. And just inside. Good cutter away. Full count. A walk. Trying to make something happen here is Norris Sullivan. Might be looking at a trip down to AAA pretty soon. Swung on and missed. I think that was a little late. No, not really. Tommy running. Sullivan misses. In safely is Edman. I like having a team that can run like this. It's fun. 1-2. Way inside. And the count goes full on Sullivan. And he draws the 2-out walk, and that brings up Scott. Hit one hard in his first trip, and now with 2 aboard. Way too high. Chasing. I've had trouble with his changeup today. It's been a pretty good pitch. It's fly to left center field. And the play is made. Severino having some trouble the last 2 innings, but minimizes the damage as we're tied going into the 5th. It's Jordan Lawler. Big reason why this isn't a 2-1 ball game. Out in front. And now he hammers one to deep left field. The curveball missed up, and Lawler makes it a 2-1 ball game. So he prevents us from going up 2-1 and then becomes the reason the Diamondbacks do instead. How poetic. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be up there. Cortez hasn't missed too many times, but pays the price on that one. And now 3rd trip through the order. Thomas gets to this one. He's been mostly sharp today. He's very confident in 4 of his pitches, just not at all in the curveball. So we're scrapping that one for the rest of the day. Good strike there on the inside edge. Just off the corner to Marte. And it's a 3-2 count. Softly to Nootbaar in right. And Cortez is through 5. Now, Severino doesn't have a lot of stamina. I wonder how long they'll actually leave him out there. And sure enough, he's opening the 5th. We need to get a run here. We had a chance at a big inning each of the last 2 and missed. Donovan is out on 1 pitch. Just a piece of that changeup. He is ahead of Nootbaar. And it's softly bounced to the right side. 2 gone. Contreras had a chance to break this game open, but wasn't able to. Think just early on that one, yeah. And Severino 1 pitch away from getting out of the 5th. And it's bounced left to short. 1, 2, 3, and if that's it for Severino, it's a solid day. Meanwhile, we'll have Cortez at least open the 6th. We do have our bullpen getting ready. Cortez has pitched very well. Good slider, and already 0-2 on Corbin Carroll. And got him to chase as he reaches back for 93. Fastest one he's thrown today. 91 on the edge. As far as just like the quality of pitches, I feel like Cortez has outpitched Severino to this point. We just didn't take full advantage of the mistakes and haven't hit the ball that hard. Nearly got Walker there, but he shows some discipline. And the 3-2 is grounded. Tommy Edman. And a strikeout wraps up the 6th. That'll probably do it for Nestor Cortez, and it's an outing worthy of earning a win. So we're going to have to get some runs here to make that possible. But now we're into the bullpen. Dre Jamison, 109 ERA. Struggling a bit against righties, but has not given up much production this year. Jordan Walker leads off. And that comes in there pretty quick. Popped him up a little late on that fastball. 1 gone. I have not yet hit a home run myself with Lane Thomas yet. How much longer am I going to be waiting around? Unfortunately, a little bit longer. Out in center. And now Edman out to right field. It's got carry, and it is out of here. Tommy Edman ties the game. I wasn't sure how hyped up to get for that one. I didn't think that was leaving. Great swing by Tommy into the bullpen, 376 feet. And at least Nestor Cortez cannot take a loss today as Mason Wynn sends it significantly foul. Wynn looking for his first homer of the year. Got him. Jamison ends the inning, but we got the game tied up again. And we'll make a pitching change now with Michael Kopech. 4.01 ERA. Overall, a big improvement off of last year, especially early in the season. We have a lefty getting up, but I wanted a righty for the bottom of the order. Chasing is Renfroe. And got him! Strike 3. Better curveball to Lawler to get ahead in the count. And a fly ball lazily hit to right. 2 gone. Kopech walks Perdomo. Runner on for Ahmed Rosario. Not making a change yet. Fishing outside and 0-2. Nice job by Kopech. Lucas Sims. I have a lot of experience with him in the Rockies franchise. And we got Norris Sullivan leading off. That's outside. I signed Sims to a 2-year contract in my Rockies series. And then that first year, he was atrocious. But then in the second year, he was an all-star. Had like a 1.5 ERA. I love the roller coaster ride these relievers take you on. Sullivan, big hack and empty. Just outside, waiting for something better. Got him! Strike 3 on the corner. Victor Scott coming up empty. Come on now. Again upstairs, and it's skied to right. Out. Working a full count now with Brendan Donovan. Can we spark something with 2 outs? What an inning for Lucas Sims. Now we bring in a lefty, Matt Moore. Still no runs allowed on the year. But he's got some of the best bats here in the Diamondbacks lineup to face. Ketel Marte is 0 for 3. Lined right center field. Nootbaar cannot cut it off. Now it's Scott's turn. That's a double, and Marte holds. That didn't seem to be a bad pitch at all. They'll run Jake McCarthy. I know he can fly, 94 speed. So Matt Moore's perfect ERA is now on the line. It's Carroll. The Snakes give you a lot of speed to worry about. All right, that works. Getting strike 2 on the bottom of the zone. And the 2-2 is popped up. In comes Thomas. Got the out. And got to be careful here against Christian Walker. Way out in front. He was looking to hit a 20-run home run on that swing. Ground ball, base hit, McCarthy coming around, and he will score. 3-2 Arizona. Matt Moore has given up his first run. Donovan, good play at third, and that wraps up the inning. But again, we have a one-run deficit, and we're going bottom of the 8th inning to face Kevin Ginkel. Numbers have not been great. They bring Tommy Troy in, so both Troy and Lawler, their two best shortstop prospects, are in the game. Nootbaar, just a little late, and that's going to be an easy out. That hurts. Pop back. That's the best you're going to get, 0-2. And got him, strike 3. Jordan Walker now with 2 gone. Quiet season for him after a breakout last year. 2 strikes. He got him looking, and that will send us to the 9th. Trying to get Hunter Harvey's season on track after a lot of good years with the Nationals. Just not an ideal start with us. But hopefully if we can avoid home runs, the numbers for he and Romero can look as we expected them to. He did not avoid the home run. Way out of here to center field. Missed with his first 2, just tried to throw a get-me-over fastball, and it gets over the fence. And now 2-0 on Lawler. Do we have to look at a bullpen trade here soon? It's feeling like that might be in need. Maybe we DFA Palante and look to get an addition. Because right now we're just missing something here. Harvey just can't hit the zone. As soon as we're past Perdomo, I think we got to take him out because nothing's going where we really want it to. He gets a strikeout. Oh, I don't want to bring in a lefty to face Rosario. All right. You got to figure this out, Hunter. Good pitch. The splitter's not even close. Getting tired. He's come in and thrown 15 pitches. Most aren't that good. Right field sending Nootbaar back. He makes the catch. Just reaching out for it. What a play that was. And now we got Zach Thompson coming in to face Tommy Troy. We'll go fresh arm here. A cutter is in. Strike 2. Donovan can't make the play. Another hit for Arizona. Corbin Carroll skied to Scott. Do the Cardinals have anything left in this one? We trail by a pair. Sean Armstrong is the closer, and he's 17 for 19 on the year with a 28.8 strikeout rate. That's all-star caliber stuff. Inside to Thomas. First hope is that we can just get a base runner. And that's late and pop foul. 1 gone. Tommy quickly falling behind 0-2. Fighting off the cutter. That's up, and we have a full count. Nothing I really want in this at-bat yet. And Armstrong nearly got us there. Popped up again. Got a cutter upstairs. Just not doing enough with some of these pitches. And that leaves Mason Wynn as our last chance. And a ground ball to third. Backhanded. And Mason Wynn is retired. It is a save for Armstrong. And we drop the finale to Arizona. Frustrating game because I know we had some chances and just could not get enough going. And the bottom of our order was pretty quiet. Disappointing game, and that will send us back into a tie with the Reds to close this episode. We're going to give Nolan Gorman a few days off then to recover from the blister. But up next, we start to get some more division games. We'll play against the Brewers and the Pirates. And for the next few episodes, you can expect to see mostly division baseball. The Cardinals are now 32-22. And let's see where we rank in a few categories. Batting average, 12. Runs scored, 5th. In home runs, 6th. Stolen bases, 3rd. 12th in on-base percentage. And for team ERA, that is 7. All right, now I'm thinking a bullpen move could be in order. I don't think there's anybody that you're going to look to call up anytime soon, and I'm not going to take one of our starters and just play them out of the bullpen. I don't think that's going to help them reach their ceilings. So I think we might need to look at making a trade. And with that, everybody, today's episode has come to an end. Thank you for watching and supporting the Cardinals franchise. Another episode in the books. Let me know what you thought down below, and please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Both are very helpful. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Have a great day.